Hello and welcome, my name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today. And apologies there was no video on Monday. Unfortunately my granddaughter was poorly and she got to stay home with Nanny on Monday, so we played board games and in between sneezes and coughing and everything. But we are back today and we are back to celebrate the stamp set Heart Shaped. It is a lovely stamp set and dies, but we are revisiting the card on the left to create the card on the right. So let's switch cameras quickly. So this is the stamp set. It is a bundle and it can be obtained free with a £110 purchase of goodies in the catalogues. And obviously, as you can see, I spent more than £110. But there we go. It's one of the delights I have with crafting, with Stampin' Up. So as normal, I have stamped out the images. There are 3 focal images and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentiments. So we've got this beautiful heart, array of flowers and a leaf. And then we've got Just Because I Care, my thoughts of you are all heart-shaped. Thank you, hello, and my heart loves your heart, which I think is lovely, that sentiment. And then the dies, you get 6 dies, so you've got sentiments. So all of these little sentiments here will fit on this one. Obviously this one won't, but it can fit in the middle of the heart. They have a die for this 3 stamp. Then we've got this beautiful die here, which coordinates with the stamp or works on its own. Then we get a flower and we have 3 types of leaves. Now these 2 leaves here work as one die, run through and you get the 2 leaves, and then you've got this beautiful leaf here. Right, so let us get on with making our card. So as I say, this is the card we are going to create. I'm tilting it so I don't get the camera. It's literally a panel card, so it's designer series paper either side and then a panel down the middle. And I think I created this one again back in 2023. So we've upgraded it with the new stamp set. It's this card here. And it's, oops, she says, throwing it around. Apologies. Again, this time I have put the designer series paper all over the page and a panel. My only alteration for the card we're going to create today is I'm actually going to bring the panel right up to the top and right down to the bottom on this piece. But apart from that, it will be very similar. So let's bring in the supplies. So I have, as usual, a piece of cardstock. This is in Pebble Path. It's 8 inches by 5 3/4. And then I have my designer series paper. Now this is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. And then I have a panel, and for the life of me, I know it's 5 5/8, and I think it is 2 7/8. Let me bring in my ruler. My measurements will be, yes, 7 it is 2 7/8. All my measurements will be on my blog as usual, should you wish to follow along. Okay, so they are the main pieces. Then I have scraps. So let's bring in what I've got here. So I have lots of tiny pieces. So let's work through this. So I have cut out the sentiment slice in white cardstock. Then I've got my white card here for stamping out my flowers in, and I'm going to stamp those in the, this is the petal pink. And it is, as I say, it's a 3 stamps, 3 little flowers in a row. It's probably there, like so. And then the flowers fit over that. You can run it through the die machine and you will get yourself these beautiful little flowers. So I've done that one. Then I have stamped out my leaves in Granny Apple Green. So there's the Granny Apple Green leaves. And that is using, oops, hello, let's bring this over. That's using this one single die, so I had to run that one through twice. Then I have got, I've got white cardstock, and so the bigger, so this is Spotlight and Nature circular dies, and they nestle in quite nicely. So the top one I cut out in the petal pink. Oops, I've just dropped something on the floor. Bear with me for a second. There we are. There's the petal pink. And then I've used a smaller one for the white. I've got another piece of, obviously thought I needed lots of labels. And then I have cut out in the Pebble Path the heart shape. But just bear with me because I've dropped it on the floor. And now I can't pick it up. There we go. Got it. And then we have the leaf. So all we need to do now is to pull the card together. So bear with me for 2 seconds. Okay, right, let's get rid of these and we can begin. There we are. Right, so the first thing we need to do is to fold our piece of cardstock in half. For those of you that wish to score, it is at the 4-inch. I'm just going to burnish that with my bone folder, like so. And then we can put our designer series paper. Now I've literally just rummaged through my stash to find paper, that designer series paper, pattern paper for my card, just to make it, it's just, you have so much paper. I don't know if you're anything like me. I have so much designer series paper, and I look at it and I love it and I think it's beautiful, and then it stays there because I don't want to cut into it. So I am aiming to try and use up as much of my designer series paper as possible, but that won't stop me buying new. I just know it won't stop me buying new. Okay, so now we're just going to put the panel piece in the middle, and I'm just aiming to have probably, I think it's about 1/2 inch either side. So I'm going to use my glue, and the reason for that is it gives me the wriggle room. There we go, a little bit of wriggle room. Whoops, on you go. Perfect. And then when you're happy with its positioning, obviously you just push it down. And now we get to bring on our extra pieces. So we've got this beautiful flowered area, and then we've got our white cardstock. Now what we need to do with the white cardstock is to stamp on it. So I'm going to bring in my Pebble Path, and I'm going to use the stamp heart, and then I'm just going to stamp it onto my white card. And of course I'm working, it's so dark here at the moment. It's daylight, it's, you know, it's morning, but because of the weather it is just so dark here at the moment. So straight down, give it a couple of seconds, and then straight up. Okay, so that gives you that, and I've just realised I've done it in the wrong colour. How annoying is that? I wonder if it will work. Let's have a look. I wanted to do it in the pink. It actually might work because I'm bringing the flowers in. We're going to leave it. We are going to leave it. But what I will do is, while I have the Pebble Path out, I will stamp a sentiment. Again, I have just used a sentiment from my stash. This one says, just wanted to say, and then inside you can put anything. You can put happy birthday, happy anniversary, I love you. Any of those would work equally well. Right, so let's hover over. Perfect. Didn't need all the other ones, did I? So now it's literally a case of putting the pieces together. So the first thing I need to do is to, which I thought I had already done, is to get the little filigree bits out of my piece of card. And I'm just literally running my fingers through them and just trying to push them out. Mainly because my pointy tool, picker tool, has disappeared. Let's see, I've got one here, but I think it's the rounded edge it is. I don't think it's going to work. Oh, it might do. Yeah, look at that. just going to push them through. I guess I'll be getting the hoover out later. Do you find that? You think to yourself, you're so tidy, and then you stand back and there's the backs of dimensionals, and then there's these tiny little bits that have cut out from your... I hoover in the morning and hoover after I finished. It's amazing the amount of little bits I seem to have missed. There we go, perfect. So let's get rid of all of this. It's almost like confetti, isn't it? Let's put that aside there. Okay, so we can now load up. So the thing to do is I am going to put dimensionals on the back of here. I'm just going to put 3, and then I shall pop that onto the back onto my card. That will work there, like so, and that will adhere to that. But then first of all I'm going to glue down my beautiful heart. This heart is just so delicate but so beautiful. I'm just going to put dots of glue around. I'm not literally gluing every leaf of this die cut because I could be for hours. Obviously you could also use the adhesive sheets should you wish to, and that would, you just peel off the back then and you'll just be able to stick it whole down. Right, so I'm now going to hover that over, happy with where it's going, and then I'm just going to, there we go, layer it down and gently push down because I don't want obviously all the glue to seep out. There we are. So that's the part of that. Now we get to bring our flowers in. Again, I'm going to use those as dimensionals. I think what I might do is put the greenery on first. So I'm going to put one there and one there. Stay there. And then if I put the dimensionals on the back of here, so I can put one on this side, just about fits, and then one on, whoops, come back, this side, and I'm going to put half of one in the middle there, literally because that will help to keep down the greenery. Because if I do it, whoops, come here you, if I do it like that, that should keep the greenery down in place. I might put a dab of glue, so let's try that first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a dab of glue there, and then that can go there. That will help to keep it in place. And then another dab of, just, do I need another dab? Let's see. Let's do it. Let's do it just to be on the safe side. We don't want it coming off, do we? There we are. And then I'm just going to add that to there. And then I'm going to add my row of flowers. There we go. Oh, then all fingers and thumbs today. And that will go onto there. I mean, in this colour, you could even say, I just wanted to say how sorry I am. It works, doesn't it, really, for any of those. And then we will stick our sentiment down onto there. Again, I'm going to use dimensionals with that and raise that up. I'm just going to use the 3. I find that if you just do one either end, you always find that the middle sinks, don't you? And it's just so annoying. So I suppose you could say I over glue just to be on the safe side so it doesn't come apart. There we are. And then that will be glued down. be in place. There we go. Now if you wanted to, you could add some bling. So let me get my bling box and see if I've got anything I could put. I've got some tiny bling there. And right, let's just see if I can. Might have to use my fingers. There we go. That adds just a bit of sparkle, doesn't it, to the card? And let's do. If you can't find your pick tool, you can just use the edge of a scissors and just push it off like so, and then you can pop it back into place. There we are. Perfect. Right, so that is today's card. As I say, revisited from 2023. Most of the cards I'm doing at the moment are from 2023. It could even be further back. But there we go. So I hope you like those. Obviously this one's a lot brighter. It's got the two-toned layer, whereas I've only got the grey or the pebble path on this one here. But they work and I'm happy with them. So do you prefer it with the edge of the designer series paper all the way round, or just having the panels? Because obviously if you just had the panels, you could just cut yourself little strips. You wouldn't have to have the bit in the middle, and you could save designer series paper. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me today, and I will be back on Friday with a funky fold. So if you're available, do join me then. It will be lovely to catch up with you. Whatever you do, happy crafting. Bye. If you'd like to see close-ups of any of the cards that were created today, please pop over to my Facebook page, Pinterest or Instagram, and you will find all measurements on my blog. Thanks everybody. Take care. Bye.